Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is May 11th, and right now we're looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. Taking a look across the Pacific Ocean, you can see that huge trough digging out there. That's going to be what allows that huge ridge to build here across the Pacific Northwest. We've got some interesting features riding along the underside of that ridge too. We're going to go over that in some detail. Check out the spin to the right of the screen here. You can see what I'll be chasing today, probably south Kansas on down in towards western Oklahoma, and I'll be flying home tomorrow. So I'll be back in the Pacific Northwest for the heat wave and potential thunderstorms coming up. This is looking at the high temperature down towards Oregon, Portland. Look at that, 92 degrees for Saturday. Another very warm day Sunday. Then we're going to start to deal with some thunderstorms and some cloud cover. We're still going to be much above average, even though those thunderstorms could be around. This is looking, there's been an excessive heat watch issued for a lot of Western Washington. Check it out, all the way from Bellingham, all the way down to the Puget Sound and a lot of the coastline as well. This would extend all the way down in towards Oregon also. Let's go ahead and click and see what they've got down there. You can see that excessive heat watch all the way up to the coastline there, and the heat advisory down for extreme southwest Oregon. This is for National Weather Service Spokane. You can see breezy winds, rough lakes out there. Check out those east winds gusting up to potentially 40 miles per hour. Watch out for those waterways. They are cold and they are running fast. This is looking at the wide view of things, North America. So this is last night's or yesterday afternoon's European run. It's very early here, and I'm down here in Kansas right now. It is 7 a.m. here, and so it's about 5 a.m. back in the Pacific Northwest. So the 060 euro has not run yet, but as I put this into motion, you can see that trough digging out over the Gulf of Alaska here. By the time you get towards Sunday, look at that huge ridge just dominating portions of Canada. But look at that little feature moving across Nevada to Oregon towards Washington there. That's going to bring the threat of some thunderstorms as we go on in through Monday, potentially Tuesday as well. You're going to watch this system very closely. More on that here in a moment. This is the GFS, just comparing. You see the huge trough digging down and retrograding across the Pacific, and you see that feature undercutting the ridge there across Pacific Northwest for that thunderstorm chance. This is looking at a closer view of things here. This is the European yesterday afternoons. Check out that ridge of high pressure, and you can really see it set up shop across Alberta and British Columbia, and then you'll see that little low pressure system moving across Oregon there as we go on into Sunday and Monday coming up here for this weekend into early next week. This is looking at 500 millibars up towards 18,000 feet. Kind of shows you the vorticity in the atmosphere here. Now watch what happens. You see the big ridge building across the west coast there as we go on into the early portion of the weekend. Then take a look at that thing coming from the east, Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, towards Oregon there. Look at the spin in the atmosphere as that upper level low is going to track right over us. There's some nice warm moist air for that thunderstorm chance. This is looking at dynamic tropopause. So you can see across the Pacific Ocean, look at that huge trough dig out and that warm plume of air just right up over British Columbia and Alberta. And take a look at that towards Wyoming and Idaho there. There's that feature again across Oregon and Washington. And that would be about Tuesday morning shown there. This is looking at 850 millibars, 5,000 feet. And I wanted to show you this because watch this heat that is coming from the Pacific Northwest. You can see things really start to warm up here on Friday going into Saturday. Look at that offshore flow, extreme warming going on here across British Columbia, western portions of Washington, Oregon, very warm aloft as you can see. We're going on now through Monday here, on in through Tuesday. It looks like we're going to remain warm potentially on through the 10-day period also. Of course, we've got plenty of time to watch those details, but right now it doesn't look like any big cool down is in store for the Pacific Northwest. This is looking at mean sea level pressure, and I'm doing this one here to show the thermal trough. Look at the ridge building over the interior portions there, and look at that thermal trough creep up there. It's going to result of the high pressure sinking and that offshore flow compression winds coming off the Cascades. So you can see that thermal trough really in place here by the time you get towards Sunday morning. You can kind of see that low pressure off the northern coast of California, and you can imagine that high pressure rushing out to meet it and running over all the terrain there for those compression warming winds. This is looking at CAPE, convective available potential energy. So I put this into motion here, and we're looking at Thursday, now we're into Friday here. Here we go, Saturday. Now we'll go quickly into Sunday. You'll see that CAPE start to build across some of Oregon on Sunday and then really extend across Pacific Northwest. This is Monday afternoon shown here. Notice it includes western Washington, western Oregon as well. As we go through Tuesday, again, maybe another repeat for portions of BC, including Washington, can't be ruled out for Tuesday. Also, that thunderstorm threat. Here we're looking at Sunday afternoon. You see this lightning strike potential across Oregon, Idaho. We push that on into Monday, and you can see it include western Washington, southwest BC, and western Oregon also, and then potentially again for most areas on Tuesday. We'll watch this closely as we get near this event. This is looking at 2 meter temperature anomaly. And of course, some areas are going to be up over 30 degrees above average, especially across British Columbia there. This is shown Sunday afternoon. Some places across Western Washington, Oregon will be 20 plus degrees above normal. This is for Monday afternoon. There goes Tuesday. And we've got Wednesday there. You can see this warm pattern remaining all the way through next week towards next weekend. This is looking at Seattle, Tacoma. We can't rule out a 90-degree day in here. It would be the earliest 90-degree day ever recorded at SeaTac, and you can see potentially 4 days of 80-plus degree temperature. It's going to be quite the contrast to what we've had so far this winter and spring. Here we are looking at Seattle, Tacoma, and this goes all the way out through about near the end of May here, but you can see warm temperatures potentially existing here for the next couple of weeks here across Pacific Northwest. So yeah, heat lovers, this is going to be your type of thing. This is looking at Spokane, nice warm temperatures, no cool down expected here through about May 20th at least. This is Portland, something similar to Seattle, very warm temperatures potentially all the way through the end of May. But of course, we'll watch that closely. That can change. Here we are, 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. This goes through May 20th here. Look at that bullseye across the West Coast. And the below average temperatures across some of New Mexico and Texas down there. But the Pacific Northwest is going to be baking here for the next 6 to 10 days potentially. This is our precipitation outlook. Not expecting a lot of precipitation with that somewhat monsoonal flow coming up over the area and that little short wave that moves across the region. Not a big precipitation maker, but these warm temperatures are going to cause some flooding concerns as that snow melt really gets going here. This is the hazard outlook. It does include a lot of the areas Cascades East. This is mainly for snow melt, so heads up for that, especially recreational users out there across the waters. This is looking at this 3 to 7 day hazards outlook. You can see the Pacific Northwest, much above average temperatures, is our main hazard coming up here. And this is just kind of a general message for most of the West Coast here. We've got record snow melt across a lot of the areas. So again, heads up to anybody out there. This snow is going to be melting and those rivers and streams are going to be running fast. So anyway, yeah, I will be out chasing today. I should be back tomorrow so I can resume my regular briefings there at home. But anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm going to put together a storm chasing video probably at some point here in the next couple of weeks of what I've been going through out here. I've got some good footage for you. But anyway, yeah, so I will be doing another briefing probably tomorrow at some point. Might not be till afternoon. But anyway, yeah, so click like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.